Okay, you're very welcome to the first video news bulletin from Cystic Fibrosis Ireland, and we hope to give you a short summary of some of the key things that have happened over the last few weeks and months. And the first thing is to say thanks very much to everybody who helped out in 65 Roses Day and our Awareness Week. It was absolutely fantastic this year, and I hope you saw a great increase in the number of media reports that we had as well. So it was a great time to raise awareness about CF. But there's also been some very positive progress on the hospital front, and it's fantastic to report to you that the 20-bed inpatient unit for Beaumont Hospital has now gone to tender. So that went to tender about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and we hope to hear the results of that by the end of July. And then there'll be a process of deciding who will be the preferred tender or builder for the project. And at that stage we'll hear whether the government will provide the funding for it. And as you know, we have pledged, along with CF Hope Source, to raise €1 million towards this project, so your support is really badly needed. I'm also delighted to say that I was over in the Mater Hospital there recently, and progress is developing there to convert 7 rooms into pre and post transplant and operation rooms. There has been a bit of a challenge around patients getting access to rooms, largely because there's been so many transplants undertaken over the last 4 or 5 years, but the hospital has promised to convert seven existing rooms into rooms for patients, which is absolutely fantastic. So we'll hope to give you a further update later on in the year, because that's going to take a few months to complete. Well, you might have heard on the news about the Hyde family in Australia, and it's just to let you know that we've been in touch with the family. They've been threatened with deportation by the Australian government because their child has cystic fibrosis and is deemed a burden, a financial burden on the Australian government. So the Hyde family have lost their appeal, but they have put in an appeal to the minister, and they're hopeful that he will make the right decision and allow the family to stay. They've been there since 2009. Dara's mother, Christine, is the vice principal of the local school in a place called Seymour, and their father is a bus driver and carer. So if you hear them talking on interviews, they're clearly now very Australian, and we'd hope that the Minister for Home Affairs in Australia will make the right decision and allow them to stay. We've had a number of important meetings with hospitals, just to work with them in terms of improving CF care, and we have a meeting coming up with Temple Street Hospital and a meeting with Crumlin Hospital around paediatric care. And also we have agreed to extend the app. There was a CF app developed for Crumlin Hospital, and we are paying for that to be extended to Limerick Hospital in the first instance, but we hope in time that other hospitals will develop that app as well. Further positive development in Waterford Hospital is that parents had noted that the hospital weren't going to replace the physiotherapist who was going on maternity leave. But we made contact with the hospital, and the hospital have said, oh no, they'll definitely have somebody in there. So that's very reassuring for parents with children and young people who are attending Waterford Hospital, to know that a physiotherapist will be there if they need one. Another really positive development on the transplant front is the government has agreed to introduce soft opt-out organ donation consent, and that basically means you don't have to be carrying around a donor card. How many of us have lost a card in the wash? It's presumed that people will want to give an organ, or if they're asked to, in terms of the death of their next of kin. And it's a very, very sensitive issue. But it's great that we've been battling for this issue for years, and people like Fergal Quinn have tried to bring it in the past as well. So it'll take a few months for the government to introduce that, but I think it's a step in the right direction. So that's just a quick summary of some of the things that are happening. Thanks a million again for all your support, and we'll be putting this out on a fairly regular basis.